Hey guys, it's VS here again. Today what I have is a little bit of a fast-paced game on slums. It's nothing amazing. It's 67-11 was my final score, but I cut out to the most exciting parts. And I think that's what a lot of people would rather see, is just fast-paced games instead of high-score games. So that's what I'm going to try to post when my internet cooperates with me. But I joined the game kind of late because when I first initially joined, it booted me like when the game was first starting. So I just session joined on my buddy Hailstorm, who I was playing with at the time. And I got back in the game a little bit late. I think the cap points were at like 16 and 30. So not too far in, but a little bit to where I could have gotten a better game, I think, if I joined in at the right time. And if I didn't die off my first set of streaks, which I think I cut out. But be sure to stick around till the end of the video because I do have two clips from earlier in the same game where I got like a triple and a quad feed. Mostly because of C4, but I still thought they were kind of cool anyway, so I decided to put them in the video anyway. But what I want to talk about today is what I think the most important thing when it comes to YouTube growth is. And I was watching a recent video from Jay Nasty, and what he was saying is that you want to have unique content. You know, you want to have the best content, stuff that either people don't do or can't do. Which I totally agree with that, but I think that only leads up to the most important thing, which is exposure. You're just not going to grow unless you have exposure, and trust me, I know. The only reason I've grown so far is because I've gotten exposure from Thunderstruck and from Jay Nasty. Thunderstruck let me upload to Thunderstruck Gaming early on, which got me, I think, my very first 60 subs, something around that, and then Jay Nasty ended up liking two videos later on, a scoped RSASS MOAB back in MW3, which got me around 60 or 70 more, and then a commentary which I was really happy with, and I'll put all this stuff in the description if you guys want to watch it. But he liked a video about genuine tips for genuine players, which I think he actually liked that one for the commentary, which is kind of surprising because bigger YouTubers don't really seem to like videos for the commentaries. It's mostly for the gameplays. But so that's the main reason I've grown, is just because of that stuff like that, or grew, you know. It's just exposure from all that stuff. Otherwise, I haven't really grown. I've gotten a couple subs here and there from networking with my buddies, but not near as much as I've gotten from exposure from those two big guys. And I don't think I'd be anywhere nearly where I'm at. I'd probably still be under 100 subs if I didn't get that exposure that I've gotten. And you get exposure from, like I said, doing stuff that nobody else does or nobody else can do, or from simply networking with bigger YouTubers, which that is quite not as likely unless you already have like 5 or 10K. And then maybe you network with some other bigger YouTubers, but it's mostly from having good gameplays, because bigger YouTubers don't really seem to liking videos just for the commentary, which is funny because a lot of them then turn around and say that gameplay isn't important anymore, nobody cares about the gameplay, and yet those are the only people that you see that have 5 or 10 or 15,000 subs, aside from Apocalypse, who's an awesome dude, and I'll put his link in the description as well if I remember. But he has like, I don't know how many subs he has right now. I think he's at like 20 or 30K maybe. But he, I think, grew mostly off of commentaries because he's just an amazing commentator. And you know, he got exposure from that because people let him do commentaries on their channel, and that's how he grew, I think, and then it just kind of branched out. Like, exposure is the kickstart. Once you start growing, then I think it's a little bit more of a snowball effect where you're just going to keep growing and growing. Like, I know a couple of YouTubers that got exposure really early on, and now they've just snowballed into a lot more subs than what I have. Like, there's one guy, Goon, he's a pretty cool dude. He's a buddy of Zoom V. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. But he has, I think, 4 videos up right now, and he already has more subs than me. He's at like 477. And I think that's mostly exposure from Zoom because they're, you know, they're good buddies. So I don't have any problems with that. I totally agree with that. But that's pretty much it. Exposure is what it comes down to. This video is wrapping up, though. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. And be sure to stick around for those 2 short bonus clips. And I hope you enjoyed. And I'll catch you all in my next video, guys.
Securing A. Shot out. Going hot. Enemy down. Going hot. EKIA.